Hello! Welcome to The Corner Table, a podcast about food and drink in Madison produced by the Capital Times. The holidays are a great time for theme foods. Minty frappuccinos with Christmas tree whipped cream on top, sugar cookie popcorn, gingerbread chips. This week on the podcast, my friend and colleague Rob Thomas comes by to talk about some of the things that he's recently tried for his column, Yeah, I Ate That. I am your host, Cap Times food writer Lindsay. These are always such strange and interesting conversations I have with Rob, and this one was no different. Stay tuned. Hi, Rob. Welcome.
Hey, Lindsay. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So you've had an adventurous few weeks with Yeah, I Ate That.
Yeah, the holidays are always very strong for Yeah, I Ate That.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me why. Why are the holidays strong?
Well, because there are a few flavors that are sort of associated with the various holidays, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, sort of your general fall, I think. And so everybody tries to rush in and capture that. And so you'll get different flavors of M&Ms and different flavors of lattes and different flavors of popcorn and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it works great and sometimes it doesn't. And, it's always, I think, a good time. Summer is really good because people are like, yeah, I'm at the beach. I'll grab these chips or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. And then the winter, this time right now is really good.
So I remember there was a year of really weird popcorn.
Yeah. I looked that up. Yeah. There was like a sugar cookie flavored popcorn. There was, I think this is Boom Chicka Pop, I think is what it's called. There was like white chocolate peppermint flavored popcorn. This year I saw hot cocoa flavored popcorn on shelves.
That sounds fine, but
Yeah.
how is it different than chocolate popcorn? Like, I
It
guess
says
chocolate
hot
popcorn
cocoa
is
on
not
the
really.
front. Lindsay, that's how it's different.
Is marshmallow a holiday flavor, would you say?
Marshmallow. I mean, it can be,
Because
but see, now that seems to me more like
Peeps.
Peeps, like marshmallow hot cocoa. Yeah, exactly, Peeps. There
Oh.
you go. Yeah, so Easter. That's more of an Easter
okay.
flavor. Yeah,
So holidays are going to be like peppermint,
peppermint eggnog, gingerbread, Starbucks now. So those are like Starbucks right away. Peppermint mocha, gingerbread latte, eggnog latte. They're now trying something called a toffee almond milk hot cocoa. They're getting to the hot cocoa game now where they're doing flavored hot cocos, where I would just say, it's hot cocoa. We kind of figured it out already. We don't really need to do anything else with it.
It's a mocha without the espresso in it.
Right. We can spike it, but really, other than that, we're pretty good on hot cocoa.
Fine.
Yeah, we got that one pretty
Yeah.
much pinned down.
But mint, I feel like a mint mocha or whatever, like that's just generally delicious
Right.
no matter when.
Right.
But sugar cookie popcorn, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun and flirty. And then just to quote another podcast, but you don't really go back for it. I mean, like a dark chocolate sea salt popcorn, that's going to be good any time of year. That was another holiday flavor. The other ones are, just for fun, I think. So I don't know if you saw my most recent column, but so Starbucks is getting to this thing and they do this other holidays as well, where they will introduce a flavor like for 4 days and then it's gone. So it's totally about, they want people to talk about it. They want people to take pictures of it. So they only make it in such a narrow window that you can only have one of them unless something is wrong with you and you want to go back and get 2 or 3 of them within that 5-day period. So like last year was the famed fruitcake Frappuccino, which was like a hazelnut Frappuccino with bits of dried fruit all mixed in. And it was like, and then it had like matcha powder on top, and it was all just a crazy quilt of.
Seems like texturally ill-advised.
Yeah, you drink it through a straw and you're getting these pieces of fruit stuck in your. Yeah, it was just not a good. But again, you took a picture of it, you wrote about it, you played the game, and it was fun. But it doesn't have this year. I feels like they had a Christmas tree Frappuccino, which was just for 5 days. And it was, I think they learned their lesson because I heard about that and I literally thought, are they going to have like some kind of pine needle thing?
Yeah.
Like those little, I don't know what they call those, chocolate little sprinkle things that they have. Like that would have been pretty clever if they'd mixed that in. But that was just a straight up peppermint mocha, the drink itself, which is, probably my go-to Starbucks holiday flavor. I mean, sometimes if you're in the Frappuccino, it's so cold it feels like somebody's punching you in the face with a fistful of breath savers or something like that. So the drink was normal, but then like we got to the whipped topping part, things got crazy because then it was like it's a matcha whipped topping, so it was green. I think this is the only reason Starbucks has matcha is so they can make things green. And then a caramel drizzle, which was supposed to be the tinsel.
Like a garland,
yeah. So and picture the whipped topping is like sort of like a cone, so that's sort of like the tree. And then candied cranberries on top as sort of like the ornaments. And then a strawberry on top because everybody puts a big piece of fruit on top of their Christmas tree.
I was wondering what they were going to do for the star, and I thought something gold maybe.
Right. Or couldn't you just like invest in some chocolate stars or something like that?
Yeah, like a little silver.
It's just one per drink. Like what? Like why a strawberry? And
also, a strawberry is going to be heavy enough that it's going to start to weigh that whip down.
And just in general, like what happens to your actual Christmas tree happens in sort of like an accelerated version in the drink because it starts kind of wilting and getting deflated. It starts leaking on the rug and it's pretty soon you're like, we got to take this to the curb, basically.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. So it was like, it looked pretty when you first got all set up and then rather quickly it started deflating and yeah. So, yeah, I would have liked to see, I mean, I guess maybe like a chocolate star couldn't have been, I think it's supported by the whipped cream or something like that. But the strawberry seemed like a weird kind of last minute touch in a way.
You could have had a hollow chocolate thing. Some of them can be very light.
Yeah.
That exists in the world.
I mean, your Starbucks, can you throw an extra few bucks?
Come on.
Like I said, it's one per drink and the drinks are like $5.50. So, yeah.
So I write about cocktails and this time of year I will often write about like pine or other kinds of flavors in cocktails.
Oh, right.
So there was one that Harvest recently did for their wild game dinner that they do every December. And they did a cocktail with like cranberry and rosemary, but they used in addition to gin, they used this pine liqueur.
Okay.
And it was like we tasted the pine liqueur just straight and it was like drinking a treat, like sprucey, and that I think just, for the powers that be at Starbucks, like if you really want to go full out for your Christmas tree Frappuccino,
yeah,
just a tiny bit of that.
I feel like they're going for visuals at this point.
It would be cool though.
Yeah, it would be cool. It'd be, like I said, like that, and then maybe like some pine needles kind of mixed in. I think would be kind of a fun way to do it. I feel like next year will literally be an ugly sweater Frappuccino. So I don't know that, but it feels like that's where we're going.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, that's where we're going in society. It'll be an ugly sweater.
Because it will be purely about appearance.
Exactly right. Yeah. And they'll just try and figure out some way to put all their topping magic together to make it look like a
Because like with
sweater.
Snowman, like you could do something with coconut. If you did like a Rudolph.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. If you did like a Rudolph one, it would, I think, be
there's your strawberry for the nose.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be harder to sort of represent, at least like a Christmas tree Frappuccino, you've got like the representation of the cone shape at the top.
Ooh, what about a manger Frappuccino?
Oh, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
How do you represent like the lambs and the...
Somebody's listening to this and thinking right now. So
you could have something angelic, again, that's all white or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, a snowman one, it's got to be with Starbucks and their relationship with, quote unquote, Christmas. They got to be really careful.
Well, this is why it's interesting, the whole Christmas tree, because like it's not a holiday tree, it's a Christmas tree. Like,
right.
Because they were dinged by right wingers because their cup didn't have it was just like a red cup last year or something like that. And they're like, oh, so yeah. So I feel like in a way, maybe this was trying to sort of overcompensate for that, even though of course the Christmas tree is a pagan tradition that we've taken over. So
which is just makes it better.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, that's what I wrote in my column was like, Christmas is a mess and it should be a mess. Your tree is a mess. Your tree has all these different ornaments that are all haphazardly put together. It shouldn't be like nice and neat and all one color. The Christmas tree Frappuccino reflects that.
So I will say I was at a dinner with some friends last night and we were talking about one of your other more recent columns, which was the quesadilla that Taco Bell was doing that had like chocolate.
Caramel chocoladilla, I think it was how it was pronounced. Yeah, or dia. Chocoladilla, right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how authentic you want to
Right.
go with this pronunciation. But there was some discussion about why you opened it up. And I had a theory that you opened it up because otherwise it would just look like a tortilla.
Right. Yeah, it was, and please, I regretted opening that thing right away because it looked terrible inside. And I was surprised because it's just like chocolate and caramel, but just the way and for some reason, one bell pepper. And it was just like, it looked terrible. And like, then I had to eat it after I took a picture of it. But yeah, that was the thing, again, like Starbucks, we're all concerned about visuals. We're all concerned about what it looks like. And so if a picture of a closed tortilla, it's not really going to pop off the page, where I think it'd be good to find some kind of middle ground, like maybe a cross section or something like that. But I didn't know until I opened it that it was going to be something terrible. I think I probably single-handedly killed that product just by opening it and taking a picture of it because nobody thought that was good.
No. I mean, but then you ate it, and
then I ate it, and it was like a tortilla filled with chocolate and caramel. So it was. It was not bad, but so the promise was that Taco Bell was trying Twix quesadillas and Kit Kat quesadillas in the Milwaukee area. So when we went to see a show there, we stopped at Taco Bell trying to find it. They didn't have it. They just had this thing, which was also, I guess, a limited edition sort of test run item, and justifiably so because it does not photograph well.
It just seems like the kind of thing that you make at home for your child when you don't have anything else in the...
Well, and also you think of in Madison, the big Taco Bell news is that we're getting a Taco Bell cantina downtown, which will serve beer and wine. And I feel like they're just going to have cameras in the restaurant watching how people mess with their food. And then that will provide research for the next items that will go worldwide. Because that seems like something you do, when you're drunk or you're a child.
Yeah. And when you're like, I
like Taco Bell. I like chocolate sauce. It's 2 a.m. I have an idea.
We are unwitting guinea pigs.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, we're witting. We're very witting about this.
We're very witting.
Yeah.
Are there certain holiday products that you associate with I Ate That you look forward to? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so pumped about the candy cane Pringles to come back or whatever.
Oh, I forgot about those. Yeah, no, I mean, I just like the idea because like I said, I like the new stuff best. I mean, I like peppermint mochas and all that kind of stuff, but they're so blasé now. Like I would never do a column on that. They're so mainstream. I just more enjoy like the weird stuff and just see what they come up with, and then maybe never have another one ever again. Maybe go back to, sugar cookies that are not on popcorn, but they're actual cookies or, stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like peppermint is a flavor that can be used savory or sweet. So maybe it has more crossover potential.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, the peppermint popcorn or those candy cane Pringles, they never quite sat right with me. I mean, chocolate I find can do both very easily. And so those dark chocolate popcorn that Boom Chicka did, that was good. I mean, that was legitimately good. So you're playing with fire with some of the other ones. Yeah.
Gingerbread?
Gingerbread like potato chips? You just say it and that's not going to work out, but somebody's going to try it if they haven't already tried it.
They probably have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you say that like, I Ate That, holidays is stronger in terms of like drinks or food products?
Well, it's interesting because I don't think there's anything like fast food that's Christmas. Didn't McDonald's do like a holiday pie, which was extremely vague? It had like whipped cream or something in that. But you don't see like a Christmas burger, like a Big Mac with like a sprig of holly on top, or a Domino's pizza that has like, I don't know, mincemeat on it or something like that. I mean, it's funny. They do stay away from that. And it's usually the drinks or I guess the snacks that you would put out on Christmas Eve if you didn't really like the people coming over and didn't want to bake anything.
So after Christmas, what's the next big I Ate That holiday?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Valentine's Day. I don't know. Winter can be a little bit light, I think, until the holidays. Easter, Valentine's Day, just a general like spring thing where somebody's trying to launch a new product or whatever. So I don't know. That's the exciting part of I Ate That is you don't know what's coming.
You don't
because
know.
if you did, you wouldn't do it anymore.
All right. On that note, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Lindsay.
This has been The Corner Table, a podcast about food and drink in Madison, produced by the Capital Times. Editing for the podcast is done by Eric Lawrenson, and our music was composed by Patrick Christians. You can find more Yeah, I Ate That columns, as well as food and drink news, at madison.com. Subscribe to The Corner Table wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on Facebook at Corner Table Podcast. I'm your host, Cap Times food writer Lindsay Christians. My wish for you this week is eggnog, if you like eggnog. And if you don't, I hope you can avoid it successfully. Cheers!